Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. Gets through, and now an opening. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A big play there out of Cook, and even 50 yards on the ground.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Exactly 50 yards on that last play as they just go from 125 to the other for 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Cook. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Chapter 48.
Here's Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. Cousins to his tight end Rudolph for a Viking 1st down.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the 1st down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Vikings have taken the lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
What we got? Alert. Check the hot read. Hey, 0.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Further. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Wilson. Space to maneuver at the 40. The catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And all the way up to the 46. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains. Now the former Notre Damer. This is C.J. Prosize. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Four down, four down.
From just shy of midfield, Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 36.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 36. Wilson turns and gives to Prosize. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Block that, block that. Hey, watch that, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Now Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 14. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Yeah, that's what I do. Check, check. Lock. Friday.
They'll run on first down. It's Carson. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Watch twist. Watch twist. I'll go special. I'll go special.
Wilson going to hand it to Prosize. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Gun. Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike.
They'll run it. This is Prosize. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Let's go. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. I got one. Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4.
You ain't doing nothing today.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
One left. 14.
49, check 49, check 49. Under 10, 10.
Check nickel.
Hey, check 24.
And that'll set them back 5. Can't afford another delay here as they come up again on 2nd and goal. This is Carson. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. On 3rd down, Carson. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He couldn't quite find the goal line, but a good run of 8 yards is going to make it an interesting... Fourth and goal now.
On the 1-yard line.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And Myers able to knock it through. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
This is taken about 7 yards deep.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hey, kids!
On 1st and 10, Cousins. He's got a first down or more inside the 30. And he gets this one down to the 24. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
That's another Vikings first down. First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Fans, a reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime previews. So I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando when this one reaches halftime. Did I do okay?
You did great. Not a bad job.
Hey.
But, you know, writing down your ad-libs.
If you print it, I'm going to read it. I'm Brandon Gaudin. First down, here's the run with Cook. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's go, D. Hey, King. Back. Kill. Hey, turn it out. Watch twist. Twist on Travis.
On 2nd down, it's Cook. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Strip that ball.
Cousins on 3rd and 2. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Watch the call. Bang out. Right there. 54 Mike. I got you, boy. Hey, watch that. Check. Watch 54. Let him know. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. On damn.
Here's Wilson to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin on the sack, taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Final play of the half. It's Wilson escaping the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
On first down, it's Cook. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
You got nothing to win. You got nothing.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. He's turning in a heck of a game. He's creeping up towards 200 yards, a pair of touchdowns now to go along with it.
There's so many things we can talk about in his game because we're seeing it all from him, but I love his vision. He's seeing the holes develop. He's seeing holes develop before they actually open. He's making sure he's getting to the right places, very decisive in his cuts, but his vision has been the key to all these big runs in this game.
And on that last long run, we got a pretty good look at his speed as well. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Check out route.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson being chased out left. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Hey, pick your game up.
They'll run on 1st down. Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the Seahawks 18-yard line.
Leave it. There you go, 48. 180. Get your swarm on. There you go, bring the energy.
Again, it's Cook. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. To throw, Cousins. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Bailey got the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. So word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
That's going to be a long day. Shoot! Alert!
The shotgun handoff to Procise. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Go. Touch Missy.
Check. Watch the before. Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball.
Check.
Defense. Wide. Get wide. Mike 5-4.
Wilson. Flush to his right. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
54. Let's go, Heavy.
Quaker Omaha.
Heavy, what you got, Heavy? Give me some. Here we go.
Check. Where's the hot?
They run again on first down. Cook. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Come on, that.
Quit talking about it and bring it. Switch.
Go. Hey.
Watch out. Check, Mike.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. It's caught. Lockett. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. I'm coming after you. Mike 5-4. Check.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Forced out to his left. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. And let's get
Second and 10. It's Wilson again. Steps away to his left. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Tyler Lockett there to make the grab. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Myers connects on the PAT. And that makes it 24-13. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. He finds an opening past the 40. He's at the 40. The 20. 10. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 72 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they end up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
That's fielded in the end zone.
Let's go, boys, bring it up.
At their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
2 yards, good enough for a first. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Now a give, right side. It's Carson, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4.
Zebra. Bang, bang.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Everson Griffin, his second sack of the night.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
Crunch. Take 4. Mike's by 4. Mike's by 4. Mike's by 4.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And the pressure gets to him again. Everson Griffin in there to get him yet again. That is his third sack tonight. They can't figure him out. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down.
Right there. 54 Mike. Drop D.
19.
Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
18.
You better bring.
The Seahawks will go for it. It's Wilson. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position.
Check. Watch 54.
Yeah. You don't want none.
Whip.
On first down, it's Cook. Shaquille Griffin in on the stop defensively.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Cousins. And his throw here is incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. On 3rd down, Cousins. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step one. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still a 3-score game, though, 4th quarter.
Right there. 54 Mike.
You remember me? Let's go, baby. Quick the edge. Come.
Now Wilson on first down. Buying time to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
That's track.
54.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
Mark that.
Check three.
Hey, 0. Pull up the signal.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Dancing to his left. This one into the hands of Metcalf. Call that a very strong gain of 24. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike.
It's our time.
Run left. Gotta go, in and out. Let's go. Took right.
On first down, Wilson. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Guys, 4 down.
Motion to the backfield. Hey, one set.
To throw is Wilson on 1st and 10, being chased out left. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. Down in this one, they needed that score, but they'll have to hold at least for the time being.
You're exactly right. Points that they had to have. As you said, they have to regroup now and see if they can get them another way.
So the illegal forward pass also cost them a down, and now it's 2nd and long. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. This complete to Lockett. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Give him 9 yards on the carry there. A good run. And now 2nd and goal. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Mike 54. Got you. I got you, son. I got you, son. Gun. Go get him. Right there. 54. Right there. 54. 12. Check 26. Check 50.
On 2nd and goal. Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will shave 1 more off this lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
That's it, baby. We go work.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs.
It's a foot race. The 40, 20, 10, touchdown, Vikings. Delvin Cook, 75 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now it's Wilson. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
First down.
Wilson on first down. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson, and he's got the hook up to Moore. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
To throw is Wilson. That's caught by Hollister. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Alert. 19.
54. Mike 54. Hayward. Right there. 54
Left.
54 Mike.
Hey, 0.
Switch.
Got it. Hey, 0.
54. Mike 54.
On first down, Wilson escaping the pressure right. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 16.
Watch the screen. Pass.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. He'll find Metcalf. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
To throw again is Wilson, and that's a touchdown late in this affair.
Touchdown, Seattle.
Now Myers for the extra point. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now.
The score, Vikings 38, Seahawks 27.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
22 jet bomber.
Alert 3.
2.
57. Mike 57.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Rush in.
Now Cook running right. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Cousins here to throw. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Throwing on first down. Wilson, left side complete to Lockett. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?